Let's look at this contentious issue of someone calling for jihad in the southwestern part of the country, and the issue that has to do with the sole chairmanship or leadership of Nigerian Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs. These are got people talking. Let us get the reaction of particularly our brothers from the southwestern part of the country. Mr. Nee, let us look at this issue that have come to the front burner, talking about the man who is calling for jihad in the southwestern part of Nigeria. And of course, the information in the media space have it that the man have been identified. Probably before now, there were speculation, people were trying to get the name and the personality of the man because nobody wants to have a jihad in his region. What do you think should be meted to such person?
Thank you very much. Now we have understood that we have saboteurs amongst us, and they say that anybody that betrays his fatherland must lose his head. These were the rules that were applicable when the Yoruba were at their primes. Of course, when we had the Oyo Empire at its apex. This Moferawa that calls himself a Fulani Yoruba, or should I say an Arabic Yoruba man, who will rather sell his tribe man for religion, must be fetched out, extracted, and dealt with in a language that I understand. I understand that in Islam, they tell you that when you renounce Islam, you lose your head. I am telling Moferawa that when you denounce your heritage, you lose your entire lineage. Because this is what is applicable.
So this is like a candid advice.
It is, listen, I am not advising him. I am giving him a stern verdict that if we catch him, if we grab him, because the Yorubas, right from onset, have always been seen as a region, as a race that understand what we call religious tolerance. And when we are talking about religious tolerance, we do not accept supremacy of any religion. Jihad simply means subjugating and suppressing every other religion other than Islam. This guy have been fingered to be a close ally of El-Rufai. I mean, we all know what El-Rufai did in Kaduna while he was a governor. The Christians in southern Kaduna, to a very large extent, lost their voices. The southern Kaduna indigents were dying of famine because they couldn't go to farm.
Okay, as a result of the essence
of course, because the marauders, the Fulani Edda, took away all their lands, blocked the access roads to farms, and then they started renaming the southern Kaduna villages. Under El-Rufai, nothing less than 50 communities were taken away, forcefully. And this man couldn't do anything. The thing he kept saying was he had no right to command the military. But we can see what has happened within a short period of time. El-Rufai left. Now peace has been restored. Now Moferawa, this man, calling for jihad in Southwest. I am calling my fellow Yorubas listening. If you have his full name, if you know his house, if you know his village, we need to pay a visit to him and ask him, when he was born, was there an name, was there an Oriki? This hardly happens in Yoruba land. There's what we call Oriki. Oriki is an eulogy that describes your origin, how you are connected to Ile-Ife. And when that is conferred on you, it shows that you are a true son of Yoruba, not one Fulani man. It shows that you are a true son of a Yoruba man.
And you don't want to harm any of them.
It is impossible for you to betray them. Because when you do, what betides Afonja is what will betide you. Afonja was exiled. Yes, Afonja was a respected warrior. He was a respected warlord. But when he did the unthinkable, the Alaafin did what? Exiled him. In fact, they chased after him, but he ran into the land of Ilorin, and then he went to fall into the hands of the hungry lions called the Alimi Fulanis. And you know what happened to him at the end of the day. So we will not accept any manner of jihad in the Southwest. The Sultan of Sokoto dabbling, poking nose from the Sokoto ISIS in the faraway northwest, challenging the southwest governors, telling them, oh no, according to the constitution, I need Sultan of Sokoto to mind his business. In fact, I need the Sultan of Sokoto to keep quiet. When the Yorubas, no, he has to keep quiet. I don't think Oni of Ife will interfere in the regarding Yoruba adversaries. I mean, the Yorubas and the Igbos, were they not unalive in their large numbers when Sharia was implemented in the north? Under Shekaru, within the period of 1999, Yerima, in Zamfara, when they were urging for Sharia, do you know how many Igbos, Christians, Yoruba Christians, that were unalive? Because they said Nigeria should be a secular state. I didn't see Obi of Onitsha. Neither did I see Oni of Ife. Then, coming out, writing a letter of instruction to the northern governors. In fact, they were threatening Obasanjo that, Oga, prepare for anarchy if you are not going to give us Sharia. And we saw Obasanjo folded. He folded like a pack of cards. He gave them. Okay. Today, the Yorubas are saying we do not want. But for whatever reason, the Sultan thinks he's not an overlord over the Yorubas. He might be an overlord over the unintelligent and, those that do not know who they are, the Hausas, who have had their land taken over by the Fulanis. He can be their overlord over there. He can tell them whatever he wants to tell them. But in the southwest, which is owned by the Yorubas, the most productive, the most intelligent race in Africa, the race that has one of the most beautiful culture in Africa, the Sultan must stay away. Otherwise, he is beating the drums of his own fall.
Okay, I was to bring the frustration of Kaduna State government, because remember that currently he's justifying negotiation with bandits as a condition for farmers to return to farm. Before we go into that, let me draw attention to this raging issue about Nigerian Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, a situation where the Sultan of Sokoto is the sole leader, president, or chairman, as the case may be. And people have argued that it's a strategic way of controlling any area where you have Muslims. I understand that in Yoruba land, they have a significant number of Muslims, and paying allegiance to only one man, not rotational leadership. Don't you think it makes other people like a servant?
Well, let me tell you and let me remind you that the Yorubas, even before the Fulanization of the Nigeria, or should I say the Uthman Dan Fodio conquest agenda, the Yorubas already had, or they were already practicing Muslim 100 years before that time. As at 1894, the Yorubas had one of the biggest mosques in the southwest, which was at Shita Bay, Surulere. It was called the Ottoman Mosque. Okay, the Yoruba Ottoman Mosque. It was built by Turks and the Yoruba engineers. That mosque stands to today. When the Uthman Dan Fodio began his agenda, he told his brothers, he said, listen, Nigeria is a fertile ground for Fulanis to conquer. And it is an agenda that has been enshrined in their blood. That is why you see that centuries later, a man called Buhari came and he said that Fulani herders are protecting themselves with AK-47 because they are global citizens, which was, openly supported by Bala Mohammed. He said that these guys can wield AK-47 because they are conveying large number of cattle, which when you evaluate it, will sum up into millions. In fact, we saw when one of a legislator in the National Assembly, a woman for that matter, she came out that Fulanis have every right to move their cattle anywhere and into any farm, whether in the Igbo land, whether in the Agbo, I know you are from Agbo, even into the palace of Benin, they have every right to do that. Because it is their property. That when an Igbo man is moving his business, who disturbs him? Nobody, therefore, has a right to stop a Fulani man. It is an agenda. And today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu prophecies seems to be coming to pass. Because the Fulani are saying that The forests in the south are fertile ground for their cattle to feed on. These lands are irreversible Fulani properties. Okay. What are you going to do about it? That's the question I'm asking my fellow Sultaners.
Okay.
It's not a matter of maybe the Sultan has been made the lifetime head of the Nigerian Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs. It simply shows that the Fulani hegemony has come to stay, and we in the south are docile and cowardly about it. We can see it, but can we challenge it? Our forefathers, Awolowo, Zik, they were all betrayers. They betrayed the cause of the south, because when Sharia was about to be infused in the constitution, they allowed it. When this man was supposed to make the President General a lifetime, it is uncontestable. When you say that you want to become a Southwesterner, wants to become the President General, they will say that it is reserved for the Sultan. But when you ask them that can a Yoruba man become the Sultan, they will say that no, the seat of Sultan is a traditional seat. You can see that skirmish of the Fulanis, how they have been able to outsmart the Southerners, Igbo Yoruba collectively.
Okay.
And it's unfortunate that this has come to unfold in an era that we cannot even sustain and fight against it.
Okay, you just mentioned a Delta State. Actually, you were right. I'm from Delta State. And even recently in a local government, my own sister local government, talking about the Kano East, of course, where Okowa hails from, the immediate past governor of Delta State. The Fulani killed about 2 persons recently. We have seen what happened in Ebonyi State. And that takes me to the question I wanted to ask you regarding Kaduna State. Because currently, the governor of Kaduna State is negotiating with bandits. And he came out to justify his action because he wanted farmers to return back to farm. And we understand that it was verified and ruled that before him. Do you think a governor who negotiates with bandits have what it takes to rule the state?
When you negotiate with bandits, it only signifies that the bandits are SPV for you to loot money. Period. You are negotiating with a terrorist that is irredeemable. They are simply a conduit for you to siphon money. Because those monies are unaccounted for. A bandit can come out today and demand for kidnap 50 people and tell you per person 5 billion. When you say you want to negotiate, you pay them 20 billion. That is what we call money laundering. These guys are working in cahoots. Let me remind you what Abacha said. Abacha said when insecurity persists for more than 4 weeks, you should know that your government is benefiting. The reason why these Fulanis keep attacking in the southeast and the southwest, most especially the south, is because the governors of the southeast are not ready to do business with the Fulanis, who are seemingly the original owners of the country. Your village, unfortunately,
are seemingly the owners of the country.
Yes, because as it stands, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Have you ever seen where you retaliate against the Fulani herdsmen? Can you do it? The Fulani bandits that were just caught, they were given professional treatment. It was said that the military would give them a chance to convert. But I have seen when youth who decide to attack because they are frustrated by the horrendous attack of the Fulanis have been shot out indiscriminately by the Nigerian military. In fact, the CDS, Christopher Musa, had to go to Al Jazeera and state that they do not kill Fulani elders, even though they commit those outrageous atrocities. Now what they do is they capture them and they demilitarize them. Is that the case for the Liberation Army of Biafra? Is that the case for the Oduduwa Nation agitators?
Was
that the case? We know how Shegumi openly defends these bandits. There was a time Shegumi said that the bandits are not terrorists. They are disgruntled Nigerians who are agitators. Imagine such a statement. A statement that is not as grievous as what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said. Nnamdi Kanu, who has tried everything to be constructive in his criticism, who has demanded for seaport, good roads, good governance. They never wielded a gun, but not until when the Fulanis decided to attack them. So you can see the stubborn standardness. You can see the way the Nigerian government is skewed, that the Fulanis will always come out because they are the supreme being, they are the ones that always have the final say, and it's an unfortunate scenario that the South at this point in time seems to have been captured. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nscia. I think this is a good place to let it go.
Thank you very much.